Hey all, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at something that I wasn't sure that I necessarily wanted because I had the original, but you know what, when Maximal 10, shout out to Maximal 10, found it on sale for, 20 bucks, who was I to say no to the reissue of Beast Wars Scorponok? Honestly, this thing makes the Kingdom mold obsolete, and I'll explain why in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe, and while you are at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is the reissue of Beast Wars Scorponok. Now I have the original, which I've customized. I actually got a second one of those claws that has the two missiles in it from Bacon, or Bacon. I'm not sure how he pronounces it, from T-Formers, and that is splendid. It does have a broken peg, however, so I was happy to get this one. Plus, if anything was to happen to that one, it's nice to have one in backup, so to speak. I'd heard that this one was as good or better than the original. Is that true? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And so since this one is sort of a comparison, I'm pretty excited about it. We're going to kick things off, of course, with our packaging here. Actually, I'll take that aside. Our packaging here. This is like original Beast Wars packaging. I absolutely, positively dig it. On the front, we have Scorponok. Of course, we have the plastic window. In behind was where he was tied in. Of course, predacon Scorponok, right? It says here, of course, launches secret robotic bee. Up here on the top, we have the same sort of thing once again. On the side over here, we have that eye and Scorponok. On the side over here, same thing. Nothing much on the bottom. On the back, though, this is what I like. This is what I think modern packaging is really, really missing. On the back, we have bio over here in numerous languages. I like the Kenner nod. But look here, you can see that we have stats for the guy, for strength, for speed, for firepower, and I guess for intelligence, I suppose. I love seeing that sort of stuff. This is the sort of packaging that I would like to see more of. Nice, big, clear, simple instructions. By the way, if you are interested, Scorponok's function is Desert Attack Commander. His two highest rankings are Strength at 8 and Fire Blast at 9. The other two, I guess Speed and Intelligence, are just 5s. Pretty average. And the little bit of writing that was there in 4 different languages just says, like, with biogenetic engineering, the Transformers have created a perfect synthetic fusion between ferocious animals and mechanical technology. The result? Heroic Maximals versus evil Predacons. Yeah, we need more of that. More world building and simple instructions, man. Okay, so let me sort of explain why I have a bunch of Scorponoks here. First things first, the way Scorponok appeared on the Beast Wars cartoon was closer to his coloration with the Kingdom release. That's probably as close as we got. Although, to be fair, I've kind of broken up the gray on his legs with more purple because of like a thigh extender add-on that our good buddy Justin from the 3D Corner printed for me. Naturally, it's supposed to be all gray. One might argue that the slight color variations in the 2-pack that Takara's releasing is even closer to the animation, but that's a bit debatable because when you look up images from the animation, it's not always clear kind of what's that weird bluish color and what's purple. Really sort of depends on the resolution. Nevertheless, the original release of Scorponok back in the 90s was mostly black with the... It's like this color, but they do it with a metallic-y kind of shimmery purple here. And I show these two only to show the difference between animation accuracy and toy accuracy. Well, I happened to buy a secondhand copy of the original without the bee claw without the missiles. And I said, hey, it even had a broken peg, but I got it on the cheap. I happened to find the B claw elsewhere, but the B claw couldn't stay into the claw on my custom painted original version. This custom painted original version was the all black version and whatnot from the 90s. By the way, whether the original or the reissue, if you're going to get one Scorponok for your Beast Force collection, don't waste your time with these. They're not good at all. Those molds are not at all great. Do yourself a favor and get this. Now, as I say that, it's very common for these to go for, certainly the original, to go for around $100 complete. That's too much. But this one, thanks to our buddy Maximal10, was obtained for 20 bucks Canadian at Winners. It's not often that Winners gets kind of older Transformer stock and whatnot anymore, not like Ross down in the US or Ollie's, but this was a real diamond in the rough. The thing I liked and was curious about with the reissue is that instead of a black body, we have this more animation accurate gray body. And I don't know if the coloration up here on the tip is accurate or not, but I very much like the look of it. And I think these, being a shimmery-ish blue, are good, but are the materials as good as the original or not? Well, with my original, since I didn't have really a functional B claw that worked very well, I was very lucky that Bacon from T-Formers was able to send me a second claw that has the two missiles inside of it. So I have two of the missile claws on this guy now, and he's fully painted. When we compare them here, I think that there's an argument for both of them to be animation accurate. Admittedly, this one over here probably should have purple on the shoulders, but we'll get into that. When we look at Scorpion to Scorpion, whether you err on the side of two-tone gray and purple, or err on the side of a more shimmery gray and shimmery claws, well, that's up to you. I think both of these have an argument for being at least somewhat animation accurate. If you're interested about what I did with the original Scorponok, by all means, you can certainly check that out deeper. In fact, I looked at my custom Scorponok a long time ago. I think at the time I actually did have the B claw still on him, and it was after that I got the other claw from Bacon. And that was in episode 515, published in April of 2019. So I've had this one a while, and his paint has held up super duper well. Very, very impressive. And not for nothing, but if you're interested to see the comparison of this guy to the Kingdom, I've done that in episode 901. That was in September of 2021. So it seems like every couple of years we kind of get a neat Scorponok. Okay, so in terms of Scorpion mode, like they look fine. They look great. Nothing wrong with them at all. I mean, they don't roll or anything. They have connected legs here, but I mean, whichever one you want to go with, cool. For the record, by the way, I did paint the red of those legs to be a bit of a deeper red. This red seems a little more accurate, to be honest with you. I think that this might be a bit deeper than what the original was as well. So that's it for kind of seeing them. You know, I mean, I could turn them like this if you're so inclined, and I mean, turn them around to the back end. I mean, it's not much to see, right? We have two Scorponoks that honestly I think both turned out quite well. Obviously the joints and stuff on this one are a bit looser than what they are on this one. So I'm going to take my custom one out of it. We'll see him again later in robot mode, and we'll do the transformation for this one. Actually, before we do any of that, I guess I should kind of do the gimmicks first and get that out of the way. So, first gimmick, as I think most people know, is this one, where you push that forward and the stinger claw goes forward on a couple of hinges in here. That's pretty neat. This can also come out. I don't know if it's supposed to. I didn't pull it out of this one, but I know it comes out on my official. I don't know if that's deliberate or if it was something broken. Mine just stays friction in there. I'm going to leave this one as it is. Then we have this one over here, where if you supposedly, yeah, right? If you push back on it, you fire both of these. It's supposed to be if you push back partially, one fires, and then the full way the other one fires. But I just find that they both like to shoot off. Also, if you press this, watch this. That's the B that comes out. It's the exact same little B thing that was with the original. It automatically pops open. I have been told that if you want it to stay attached to this easier and better and more solid, that you can remove or at least reduce the spring here. I have to be honest, I have zero recollection of him using this in the show. Maybe he did and I'm just not remembering, but I don't remember a bee drone in the show. If somebody does, cool, let me know what episode it is, because it's been a couple of years, you know, it's been a hot minute since I've watched Beast Wars. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is okay. In terms of putting it back on, I'll show you that too. If you're wondering, like, how good does it go back on? How solid is it when you put it back in? Well, not very. I mean, is it better than the original? I don't know. But, like, there, it caught. I mean, it'll catch. And once it catches, it tends to stay all right, but it doesn't take a whole lot for it to pop off. I'll get the red missiles in a minute and put that back after we do the transformation for this guy. Okay, so now that we got it, unlike the original, where I have a broken peg up here, both of these feet, I suppose, are pegged in to the chest. There's pegs on the kind of ankles. So we can take those down, and I like to bring them out to the side. Once we have that done, we can come back here and bring out the head. And the head comes out with a little peg that'll go into a third center peg hole up here. I like to take the legs and sort of turn them to get them out of the way. And then I bring the body up and over, and I should be able to peg in the body there, no problem. Bring the legs down, close these in. The tail needs to go up and rotate it around above his head. I guess you can keep the mask closed if you want. I open it, but that's up to you. Bring this arm down. Bring this arm also down. Open out a foot and a heel. Open out a foot and a heel. And we can stand our guy up. I'm going to get those missiles, but basically, boom, here we have Scorponok in his robot mode. And so you can see both of our lads here next to each other, and like, I think they both look good. If this one had been done in the traditional black, I wouldn't have wanted it. And honestly, part of the reason that I wanted it was because I'm kind of cool with the idea of Scorponok having a drone. I just don't really like the Kingdom ones. I think that this is the better offering. Plus, if something was to happen to my custom one, it's nice to know that I have one in reserve that would be an even easier custom because he's already gray. I love the shimmery plastic use here, and the translucent of the claws and the legs and the feet is really robust. Like, it feels almost, I don't know, it feels thick. It doesn't feel like your regular translucent plastic. It feels very, very nice, very pearlescent, and very robust. I have no qualms about the plastic quality of this one compared to the original. They both feel very good in hand. The transformation is still simple, brilliant, effective. Honestly, 10. It does exactly what it needs to do to get into both modes and does it very easily and effectively. In terms of look, well, we can do a great comparative analysis here because naturally I was going to score this thing about a 9.5, right? This one here, I mean, arguably it should have the gold on the, or yellow, whatever you want to call it, on the shins and the top of the head. The rest of the shins should be gray. The feet should be purple, but the toes themselves should actually be this bluey color. The claw itself should be a purpley color, but I'm okay with this shade. And this section up here should be a darker gray than what this gray is. That said, in here should be a lighter gray, and the bicep should be a lighter gray, and the shoulder piece should be purple. So there's still things that you would do to improve it. But if this custom is, say, a 9.5, then this one is a solid 8. It's no mistaking that it's Scorponok, and it's no mistaking that it's going for a more animation-accurate look, for sure. In terms of, like I said, the transformation 10, the look an 8. So right now the guy's getting a 9. What about the articulation? Well, we have a head that can go, really can go left and right, but you almost have to move the whole unit because of the mask that can come out and cover his face. And if you want to do that, then cool, nothing wrong with that. This can still do its thing in this mode if you wanted to. Come out over and attack someone in front of him. That just popped off, but I'm not really shocked. That arm goes all the way around, out to the side here. Nice elbow to just over 90 degrees. Very solid joint, by the way. Rotation. This claw again can open a little bit. We saw the gimmick, right? But getting the arms here out of the way. The hips, they go out about that far. Not a lot, but leg all the way forward, leg all the way back. A wiggle up here at the thigh. 90 degrees at the knee. And while no ankle tilt, we have a toe forward and a heel forward and back. So toe forward and back, heel forward and back. I think that the articulation, while not perfect, it certainly was fantastic at the time this came out. Compared to what G1 and G2 had given us. This was like leaps and bounds ahead of that. I'm going to say that the articulation, ankle would have been nice. I mean, a waist, I suppose, would be nice. Deeper hips, but I'm going to say it's still a solid 8. Over the years, I have found him very solid on his feet, and I found him to be able to get most of the poses, really, that I'm trying to pull off. So I'm going to say a solid 8. He was already getting a 9. The reissue or the original, honestly, it's 6 in one, half dozen in the other. They're both fantastic at a solid 8.5. And here we are, and here they are. Well, here, yeah, I guess they are. So this is my original. It does have one broken peg. However, it still functions very, very well. This has been extensively custom painted. Luckily, none of the paint rubs on it, which is a testament to both the quality, I guess, of the paint, even though it was only cheap paint that was used, but more importantly, to the design and the engineering, because things just plain kind of don't rub together here. The tolerances and the clearances are great. However, this one over here took the original kind of black coloration and replaced it with a more gray coloration. And the gray on this, the type of plastic and the sheen that's on it is almost very pearlescent. It looks very much like what you would expect from Beast Wars. It's too bad that it's all the same shade of gray. Perhaps a silver or a lighter gray on the tummy would help, and on the biceps. But I'm not angry that they changed out for the gray, because even if you have this one and you want to customize it to look more like the animation, quite frankly, it's a lot easier to do when most of this guy is already gray. The gimmicks, they function just as well. The materials feel as good as they do on this, if not better. Nice, robust, the transformation is solid, the robot mode is solid, the joints all feel good. The articulation is there, the look is there, and the transformation is there. Granted, I would have liked the claws to have been painted, with gray on the top and purple with the kind of yellow highlights. The B claw here is a little bit better than it was on the original, but it still doesn't take much for it to pop off. As was pointed out and explained to me, you can always remove the spring, or you could remove it, cut it down, and replace it so it's not as strong, and the B stays on a whole lot better. It would have been nice if the shins had some yellow and some gray detailing as well, but I'm not angry that they chose to go with the kind of pearly blue that they went with. It's not much to say. This was better than the Kingdom to begin with. This is just as good as the original, if not better. When I first saw it for, I think it was like $69.99 Canadian, I was like, bit expensive. I know it's an Ultra, but a bit expensive. $20 Canadian? It was a no-brainer. Would it have been worth the full asking price? Probably, but it would have been a little bit harder of a sell. If you're a Beast Wars collector and you're wondering what Scorponok is the best representation to have in your collection, honestly, while the Kingdom tried to hit the mark, I think its size isn't right, and it's just not a fun transformation. It seems clunky and cumbersome. This is fantastic. It does everything I want in robot mode. It does everything I want, really, in Scorpion mode. Couldn't ask for more. Some people have criticized and said that they wish that these legs were separated. Maybe I could get behind that. But overall, for the complete package that this guy is, I am very, very happy. And I think that the reissue of Beast Wars Scorponok is an absolute win. Let me know what you think about Beast Wars Scorponok, the original, this one, or the Kingdom mold for that matter. Which one do you like the best? There's also that third-party one that I think might be Is it Transart? Might be Transart. Might be Legends Core class scaled. Not 100% sure, though that one is pretty excellent. What's your Scorponok du jour, so to speak? I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you are at it, please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and don't forget that somehow, someway, each and every single solitary day, you right there, you do make a difference in the world, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, right here, inside the videos.